Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, April 18th, 2017. The meeting was called to order at 6:30 p.m. and we begin our meeting with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. We then move on to our announcements and proclamations. Our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, May 2nd at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, May 16th at 6:30 p.m. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, May 9th at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, June 13th at 6:30 p.m. All council meetings and work sessions are in the council chambers. And then we also have a special work session scheduled, and this is for Tuesday, April 25th at 4:30 p.m. This meeting is for the city manager's performance review, and that meeting is held in Conference Room D. We then move on to our proclamations. We had an Earth Day and Arbor Day proclamation, a Tourism Awareness Week proclamation, and a Parkinson's Awareness Month proclamation. We then move on to citizens' comments. No one appeared before the City Council to speak to any issues, and there were no emergency items to be added to the agenda. And then we moved on to the consent agenda. And the first item on the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We also approved claims listings. And we approved and accepted the bids and awarded the contract for Phase 1 Facilities Improvement Project, and this is for City Hall and the Police Department. We also approved the resolution modifying the existing ICMA-RC 457 Deferred Compensation Plan for all employees to include Roth 457 plan option. And there is no impact on the budget on this. This is all an employee investment into their plan. And then E, we approved the ice rental agreement with the Burnsville, Minnesota Valley Figure Skating Club. And we approved and authorized the 2017 Miscellaneous Parks Capital Improvement Projects. We approved and authorized the project accepting quotes and awarded the contract for the 2017 street repair of water main break areas. And we approved and accepted the bids and awarded the contract for the monument sign on State Highway 13 at the Savage border. And we approved a resolution accepting the bids and awarded the contract for the 2017 street reclamation. We approved and accepted bids and awarded the contract for the 2017 Stores Nozzle project. And we approved and ordered the 2017 Maintenance Overlay project. And that was the end of the consent agenda. And we move on to the regular agenda. The first item on the regular agenda was a continued meeting of the Burnsville City Council from March 21st, 2017. And this was for an application for Mr. and Mrs. Chris Burdick for variance from the Shoreland Environmental Overlay District water quality standards requiring a vegetated buffer strip on a riparian lot as a mitigation measure for the variance at 735 Crystal Lake Road East. Now, we denied that application, the variance as submitted, and what we did was approve a modified buffer yard plan to the variance previously granted, and we adopted the findings of fact. Our staff and the applicant worked together and found a solution that helps to ensure that the water quality on the lake is maintained, sustained for future generation and continue to improve. And we helped to meet the property owner's desire for how their backyard should look. And everybody is happy, and the findings were approved, and the application was also approved. So we now move on to item 6, and this is an application for Chase Real Estate for a plan unit development amendment for a 4-story mixed-use apartment complex with 172 units, 8,000 of retail, 8,000 square feet of retail, underground and surface parking located at 50 Travelers Trail East. Now, this application in this project is in the heart of the city in Nicholas Plaza, where Cub is located. The one empty site that's on the corner of Nicollet and Travelers Trail. That's where this project will go. Now, we did approve the Plan Unit Development Agreement, and we adopted the findings of fact and the ordinance. I then recessed the Burnsville City Council meeting so the Economic Development Authority meeting can convene. The meeting was called to order, and there were no additions to the final agenda. It was one item on the consent agenda, and we approved the minutes of all the past meetings. And that was the end of the consent agenda. One item on the regular agenda, and that was a resolution approving a partial assignment and assumption of the development agreement with KSH Development, LLC, and Chase Commercial Properties, LLC. KSH Development owned the property at Nicollet Plaza that Chase Commercial Properties has a purchase agreement on to build the project that I just mentioned earlier in the City Council meeting. That item was presented, there were no questions, and the item was approved. And there were no other items to come before the body, and the meeting was adjourned. I then reconvened the Burnsville City Council meeting, and there were no other items to be addressed by the body, and the meeting was adjourned. I'd like to remind everyone that council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m. and midnight. And City Council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me, and continue to make a difference.